inviting me. I appreciate it. I'm having a slight hitch with my slides, but we will carry on nonetheless. I like it when women come together to learn, because I know that when a woman knows something, when she learns something, she would do a lot with it. She would impact, her society, her community, her family, and the world at large. So I want to thank you for coming together to learn. I like the topic too. I'll tell you why. Topic is about finding your she spark. I like the way Dr. Kumbi put it together, because that's the topic of my book as well. So I found that very interesting. Most of what I will say, or should I say all of what I will say, the meat of what I'm going to say is in my book, Finding Your She Spark. And I would encourage every woman, every participant to find to get a copy of the book. I put together my thoughts for African women because I wanted African women to learn how to price. I found that when it comes to content, we're not lacking. We have the content, we have the courage, we have everything it takes to build a fantastic enterprise or brand. But when it comes to pricing, and I put together my thoughts on how exactly you can arrive at a better pricing system. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, put a word in the comments to say, yes, I can hear you, I can hear you, I can hear you. I want to be sure that I'm communicating
Yes, we can.
as I should. Okay, fantastic. So I'm having slight issues with my slide, but I'm going to just use what I have here. And if it comes on, I'll send it you'll get it, but otherwise we'll just work around what we have. So that's what I put together. I put together my thoughts in a book. I call it Finding Your She Spark, which is what we're talking about today, monetizing your personal brand. And like I said, I found that most women have no problem when it comes to content. We're excellent, we're pioneer spirits, but when it comes to pricing, we sort of have a challenge. And I could figure out why. I went through the whole, I thought it through. This is why people don't price well. And I thought in my mind, I can help. So that book, Finding Your She Spark, is for African women to help them price better, to know their brands, to discover their brands, maximize the brands, and monetize the brands. That's the whole idea. And once we can get that sorted, once we can get that together, then we have a whole business running properly as it should. And we can scale and we can hand over properly when the time comes. So I'm speaking from that regard. I want to know if you're so far following me. Let me know from the comments section. I like to be very interactive. So I'm trying to open my page now and be sure that we are on the same page. So far, so good. We're good. Yeah, I'm following my awesome. I like feedback, so I'm good to go with that one. Fantastic. Let me just get my stuff together, and then we will start. Like I said, if I can still send this to you, fine. Otherwise, we'll just walk around with what I have. Is there anyone who has an experience with pricing that you want to share? Have an experience with pricing? Maybe you underprice, or you anyone has experience with pricing that you want to just talk about briefly before I can know where you are at. Anyone has any experience with pricing? Maybe you have a service or a product and people that are not willing to buy at the price you chose. If one means any experience, I would like to hear any experience from the audience.
I do.
Yes, please share.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
I'm into catering,
Okay.
pastry making. So some time ago, because when I just started, I was looking for customers. I wanted
Okay.
people to know my brands. So I'll just take up a job, even if I wasn't going to get so much from it, because I wanted people to taste what I was doing. That it was really nice. But at the end, I did one particular one. I had to spend my money for delivery. I felt so bad after the job, even though I got good comments from them.
Right.
People reached out more, but I felt sad because I had to spend my money for
Okay.
for delivery, and I wouldn't want that to happen
Happen
again.
again. Okay,
Yes.
so you're in the right room. Anybody else?
Yes,
Anybody else? Yeah,
yes,
please
ma.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Let me hear.
I
Yes, please
raised
let me
my
hear.
hand up.
Please go
Thank you
ahead.
very much, ma. Thank you. We
Yes,
appreciate
please.
having you here. Okay, I have issue with pricing and my
Okay.
experiences. Recently, I did a job interview, and I would say through the conversation, the interactions, I did very well. But when it now
Okay.
came to asking, I mean, negotiation on my take home, what they want to pay me,
Yeah.
it was like I didn't know how to go about it. The HR was like, "What's my current pay?" I told them, and at the end of the day, the HR said, "Will you be willing to go lesser than your current pay?" I
Okay.
didn't know when I said yes, and unconsciously I just said yes
Oh.
until later I just had to think about it and say I don't think I can go for this. And I think
Did
that's the
you
issue
did
with
you go
pricing.
what, so did you go for the or did you hello last speaker, did you go for the did you take the job or did you reject it?
This thing is very recent. It was on Friday. I haven't even responded to their offer yet because they offered me the
Fantastic.
extra pay.
Okay, so good. Awesome, awesome. Yes, I'm happy that you're here to hear the class so you can know what to do. You know, very often we, and I don't blame, it's not our fault in that sense of it. It's also is the culture, is where we're coming from, is our programming, is society, is the issue with the black man too. That sometimes you make you feel as if they're doing you a favor. You know, they make it feel like, but listen, if you're working for someone, you're bringing a lot to the table. You're bringing your grace. You're bringing your faith. You're bringing your thought process. You're bringing your mindset. You're bringing a lot to the table. So no amount that you ask for is too small. And if they say to you, oh, would you take less? I'll tell you, I had a similar experience. I have a flyer that says $1,000 for 1 hour, virtual. And when I sent that, somebody from Liberia called me, a bank, that can I do a training for them, a virtual training for them? So my PA sent the flyer to them, $1,000 for 60 minutes. And the man said, please, if they agree to give half of it, would you accept? I didn't answer. And the next thing he said to me was, Yvonne, you know what? They have approved it. So $1,000 was given for a 60 minutes virtual class like this, and it was paid in full. Now, sometimes we unconsciously hurry to say yes, or we think that we will lose it. No, no, no. That's not how to build a brand. Allow yourself, you will lose some things sometimes, no problem. But allow yourself the honor of building the brand that you think you deserve because you deserve it. We're speaking about monetizing your brand. My first question is, what is your propaganda? Because there is one. Every society, every nation, every state has a propaganda. What is your own propaganda? Once you can find that, write the question down. It's a take-home thought. What is your propaganda? Once you find that out, you know where to position yourself. You know who to associate with. You know who exactly what you want to work with. You know where to play. What is your propaganda? That's a very important question to ask. The next thing is the market tells you what to sell. Are you paying attention? The market tells you what to sell. Are you paying attention? The market will tell you you have to be observant through comments, through remarks, through commentaries on social media, on LinkedIn. They are saying things non-verbally and verbally. They're speaking. The market is telling you what they will prefer from you. You must listen. You must cultivate that listening ability to what they're saying. You know, I have a book. I have a book coming out next month, and this book is a book of silly stories. It came from what the market told me to sell. 2 years ago, my alma mater, my secondary school had an anniversary. They had this federal schools, unity schools anniversary, 50 years. And I began to pen down my thoughts, my stories. I began to put down stories of, silly stories of school, like things that happen in school, boarding house things, my English teacher, my arts teacher, my sports, the PE teacher. I just shared stories. I write very easily. It will shock you that people were like, "Oh my goodness, Yvonne, you're taking me back to yesteryears." The engagement was amazing. People loved it so much, they liked it so much, they began to write comments, "Oh, write some more." I initially had like 7 stories, 5 stories, 7 stories. Today I have about 40 stories. And guess what? The book is coming out. Because the market told me we have a demand for this book, write it. It was in the air. I didn't plan to write a book. I was just sharing silly stories to my classmates, to my classmates, to my old schoolmates. But the response I got, the feedback I got, the remarks I got, the commentaries I got, the comments I got were like, "Oh my goodness, I don't remember any of these things. Oh my word, oh my goodness, share it, share it." So from that feedback, it occurred to me that a book would be a good product to put out there because there was already a market for it. The market tells you what to sell. This revelation will change everything about you. You can't sell everything. You can't be everything, but you must pay attention. You must pay keen attention to what the market is telling you. It comes in the comments. You throw a post on something, read the comments. Beyond saying, oh, thank you, oh, thank you. What are they saying? They're making a demand from you, from the comments. One of my old principals said to me, Yvonne, you have the history of the school. Put a book down. So it occurred to me that that's what it was. So I began to put it out, and we're coming out big with it next month. It's a book of silly secondary school stories because there's no proper thing to sell. You just simply sell what is in demand. But too often we are busy trying to make the market, trying to make them buy what we have. No, just do your mini research. With social media, that's a beautiful place to start. There are 1 billion visitors to Instagram every month. That's huge. The market tells you what to sell. Then how do you convert your name to a legal tender? Who knows the name Vicky James? Put it down in the comments. Who knows the name Vicky James? Put it down in the comments. If you know Vicky James, put it down in the comments. If you ever heard the name Vicky James, put it down in the comments. Put it down in the comments. Put it down in the comments. Let me just see. Yeah, Vicky James, fantastic. You know, you find awesome. Listen, Vicky James chose to be a brand from a simple art as dressmaking. So much so that to pick up a dress from her place is about 5 million. What is she selling? Is fabric? You say, oh, it's fabric. It's beyond fabric. She's done the work. A lot of work goes into building a brand, into converting your name into a legal tender. That's where the work is. Most of us, we don't try hard enough. We give up too early. She puts in the work. She's been abused. She's been spoken about. She's been also, but she's put in the work so that you know her name today as Vicky James, as a brand. That's the work you have to do to translate your own name into a legal tender. How many of you know the name Ubon King? Ever heard the name Ubon King? Put it down if you heard the name Ubon King. If you heard the name Ubon, let me just see some comments. If you heard the name Ubon King, fantastic. The same thing he had to do. Ubon had a 3rd class in school. He had so many setbacks in his life, but it shows that I'm going to use what I have, which is a voice, to make a brand. Listen, you can use anything to make a brand, anything at all. Whatever you have, it doesn't have to be a particular thing. It doesn't have to be music or, comedy. You can use whatever you have that people highlight. Whenever you use that thing, people say, oh, you do this thing so well. Oh, you speak well. Oh, you're able to do whatever you can do and it is above average. Listen, you can create something phenomenal from it. You can convert your name into a legal tender. It's a matter of choice, but there's work to do. There's work to do. So what do? You pay attention to your community, and you have one already. You pay attention to your community. You begin to build that community from the things you say. Your timeline is a huge, huge marketplace. Don't underutilize it. Your timeline is there to serve you. It is your shop, and it's open 24/7. Wherever you are in the world, you can open that same shop. It's such an advantage. So share your thoughts until we know you as a superior thought leader in a particular field. That's how you build a tribe. Share your insight about something until you build a community of people who have shared values. That's how you build it. You have a timeline, inexhaustible timeline. You can use it to begin to build a tribe, to build a community until they hear what you are saying. That's how the market will exchange money for what you have as a talent or a resource. When they know your name has to be known. Otherwise, you find yourself always chasing. Don't chase. Attract people. Attract them by putting out a thought process consistently. Listen, consistency is boring. But that's the only way you can gain mastery. That's the only way you can gain expertise. Consistency is boring. You keep putting it out there until they hear it, until your name clicks. Like I asked you about Vicky James. If I asked you 2-3 years ago, you wouldn't know her. But today the name is stuck in you. Because she has put out her word, she has put out her name very creatively with skits, with all sorts of things, with movies, with music, with fashion parade, until you know the name. That's how you build a brand. Your brand is not what you say about yourself. It's what other people say about you when you're not in the room. Like I'm speaking about Vicky James, she's not here. But I'm speaking about her because she has laid a foundation and she has built a solid brand. It's the same thing for Hilda Bassi. We didn't know her before Guinness World Record. We didn't know her before then. She was building behind the scenes, building behind the scenes. She was trying and failing. She was trying and failing and trying and failing. Then eventually she put her foot and said, listen, I want to do this. The whole world came to support her, literally. And today, you know, if you want to get Hilda Bassi to speak at your event, have your 10 million naira ready. Why? She's built a solid brand. So don't chase, attract. Ask yourself, what is your passion? What is your worth? What is your worth per hour? Write it down. What is your worth per hour? Put a figure there. It can change, but put a figure today. Right there, by worth per hour. Put a figure there. For some of you, you'll be funny. You think like, who will pay me this? Don't worry. Just write there, what is my figure per hour? And put a figure. Somebody put a figure on the chat. Let me see what you put. Your charge per hour. Whatever you do, whatever enterprise you have, your charge per hour. Put down a figure on the chat. Let me see it. Let me see the figure on the chat. Any figure? Anybody has a figure? What is your charge per hour? I want to know, what is your charge per hour? Somebody put $1,000. I like that. What is your charge per hour? Because you have to defend it. It starts from somewhere, but you must defend it. Your audience must believe that you are worthy of what you are asking for. It's called a perceived worth. I call it a perceived worth. It's what people have formed in their mind, an image they have made in their mind about you from what you have been consistently projecting. They create an image in your mind. I'll tell you a story. A particular person, thank you, I'm seeing more rates per hour. Put that rate down in your notebook and try to see that you can defend it. In university, we had two tailors, Miss Mercy and Miss Jane. This story is in my book, Finding Your She Spark. Miss Mercy, whenever we had things to patch and to darn and to stitch, we went to Miss Mercy. Whenever we had things to brand new fabric, we went to Miss Jane. They were in the same place, in the same location, in the same locality, but we would never take brand new fabric to Miss Mercy. Because in our minds, the mental image we had about her, she was only good for patching and for stitching and for stuff. We would never take our brand new fabric to Miss Mercy. We only do things that we wanted to stitch and to darn and to patch. So one day she shouted, she said to our hearing, I can sew, I can sew, I can sew. She was frustrated. She didn't like it that they were only bringing her, used things and things, leftover things to work. She didn't, but unknown to her, it's not in the shouting. It's in what she had unconsciously and consciously over time. Our mental image of her was she was only good enough for things to sew, to fabricate, things to patch, things to darn, things to stitch, never the full work. Sometimes we carry that image without knowing. We carry the image of I'm out of service or I'm not good enough. We carry some placard in our minds and people can read through. So they only give you things worthy of what you represent. I call it the perceived worth. It's so key. It's directly proportional to your earned ability. Earned ability. How people perceive you is how they're going to pay you. Full stop. Whether as a career person, an entrepreneur, as an investor, people will only pay you based on how they perceive you. Now, it's your responsibility to empower the perception about you. That's the work you're doing. How are you doing it? By how you present yourself, by how you carry yourself, by how you tell your story, by how you attract business. And I keep saying, I said, don't chase people, attract. How do you attract? By what you put out on social media, by how you carry yourself, by the stories you share. That's how you attract. Otherwise, you'll be chasing. The Bible says that, Gentiles will come to our light. Not you will not chase Gentiles. They will come to your light. So keep shining. Allow yourself to shine. Keep building it. Do the work. It will cost you something. Something will give. Keep doing the work. Keep doing the work until the world hears you. Until Vicky James put too much work in. You can't ignore her today. You cannot. You can make snide remarks about her, but you can't ignore her. Why? Because she puts in the work. Virtual work. It takes something will have to give. You can't do it as you please. Or do it when you feel like you do today, then next month you do, then 3 months. No, it has to be consistently done. And I said to you, consistency is boring, but that's the breeding ground for expertise. That's the breeding ground for mastery. The same consistency. A Chinese proverb says, it's easy to open a shop. it is hard to sustain the shop, keep the shop open, because there'll be very many ordinary days. We like the glam, the glitz, the glamour, spectacular. That's not how you build businesses. That's not how you build a brand. You show up in season, you show up out of season. You show up when you feel like it, you show up when you don't feel like it. KFC will always be open. No matter what happens to the workforce, they ensure that they will open the brand. They'll open the branch for anybody to walk in and have a meal. So it is built on consistency, not only intensity, on consistency. So as a brand, you must understand that there's work to do. And what is the work? The work is making sure that your name as a personal brand is in people's minds unconsciously. That's why you buy Coke. Because on the road, you see Coke. On the billboard, you see Coke. On social media, you see Coke. So when you come to the shop, you think, oh, I'm thirsty. I want a cold bottle of Coke. Why? You keep seeing it. You keep seeing it. You keep seeing it. It's repeated. There's a beauty about repetition. Listen, you have to get it. It takes maturity to repeat something over and over until people get it. That's your work. You must place a word on your personal brand. It will change everything. Some people are leveraging on their parents' name. Their parents have built a brand. They can leverage on that brand. Just the name. Same thing with you. What brand are you building for your children, for your lineage to leverage on? That's where the hard work comes in. Before you can talk about monetizing it, there has to be a brand. People can't value you more than you value yourself. And if you value yourself, we will see it. On the things you put out there, there has to be intentionality about it, originality about it. You have to be authentic. Listen, people are not looking for perfect, they're looking for real. Bring out your real self and share your word, share your story. Every story is valid. Share your story, share your worth, share your perspective, share your insight, share the way you think about it, share your thoughts. Put those things out and you will see that people will be able to, connect with you. You build a community, you build a tribe, and that's where you will get the call to action eventually. So it is in your place. Your personal brand is your business. It is your responsibility. It is your duty to empower people's thought about you, empower people's, perception about you. From that perception, they will build a cost. They will build a price that they will attach to you. Like I told you about the Liberian bank that called me, they had a sense of what I could do. I put a price forth and they agreed with it for a virtual meeting and they made the payments. What is your perceived worth? You have to believe it first and internalize it. You must think that you are really the big deal you say you are. When you do that, it will permeate through. It's transparent. People can see through who you think you say you are. They can see it as well. So the question is, are you selling yourself short? Are you commonizing your talents? Are you selling yourself correctly? It's all up. Don't complain about the pricing they're giving you. Just go back to the board, the brand room and rebrand yourself. If they're giving you a low price, something you're giving out, something you're exuding, is giving them the impression, like Miss Mercy, the tailor, that all you're good for is just this. When you live up to your name and live up to your brand and push out the content relevant to what you say you are, people will believe you. They will put the money where the brand is. They will put the money where the brand is. So keep saying it until it's heard. Cultivate your brand, build your tribe, build momentum, and build anticipation. Don't sell a product or service, sell you. You are the brand. People don't buy products or services. People buy the brand. People buy you. People buy you. That's what you're selling. And if what you're selling, that you must consistently improve yourself. You must evolve, constantly evolve until you are exactly where you're supposed to be in your mind. But as you're evolving and emerging, we're building a mental picture of who we think you are. That is so key because we base our payments, our earning. You base your earning on that. And you can sell without being salesy. All these, help me buy yo. That's not how to sell. I want to ask you, what does MTN sell? Write down in the comments. What does MTN sell? What does MTN sell? Who knows? Tell me what MTN sells. A good guess. Send your chat. What does MTN sell? What does MTN sell? What does MTN sell? Can I see responses? What does MTN sell? What does MTN? In the comments, what does MTN sell? Good. But here's what. Physically, what they sell is the SIM card. But they never market it. Have you ever seen a SIM card on any MTN advertisements? Never. Thank you. Thank you, just for that here. The cell connection. Have you ever seen the SIM card on MTN's advertisements? Never. Why? Because they will sell themselves short if they sell SIM cards, if they market SIM cards. So even though they sell SIM cards, they're marketing to you a bigger thing, importance, premium, connection, family, value. They sell to you their high-end phones. So in your own place as well, ask yourself, what exactly am I selling in the brand you? I say to people, don't sell shoes. That is too low. Sell comfort, sell class, sell convenience, sell confidence. Don't sell shoes. You will sell yourself short. Market confidence, market class, market convenience, market confidence, market class, market comfort. And when you put a price to that shoe, they will not argue with you. But if you're saying, oh, buy my shoe, they will keep pricing you down. Like if all MTN sold was a SIM card. Now SIM cards are so cheap, that will do them nothing. But they sold you something bigger. They put something in your mind about family, about connectivity, about reunion, about diaspora, about connection, about value. Same thing with you. Use these things for your own self. What exactly are you selling and what are you marketing? Coke sells Coke, but Coke markets experience, family, connection, value. All they're selling is Coke, but they market to you a broader perspective. What do you sell and what do you market? Put it down on the comments. I sell this, I market this. I sell this, I market this. I sell this, I market confidence. I sell executive education. I market confidence. I am your plug for confidence. I'm your confidence bank. If you come to me one session with me, your confidence will double. I'm certain. But I sell executive programs. I market confidence. I sell executive programs. What do you sell and what do you market? Can I see in the comments, please? What do you sell or what do you market? Focus on the brand you. Who wants to try? What do you sell and what do you market? I sell wares, but I market growth. Fantastic. You get the point. She sells wares, but she markets growth. What do you sell? I sell handmade crochet wares and market. You must remember what you market. I like that. You must remember what you market because that will stick in people's minds. And that's where creativity comes in. There's so much you can market. Don't refuse to market what you sell. Refuse to market SIM cards if you're an MTN because that will be so below so much less than what you can. You will leave money on the table. Market something else. Let the same products, but change the marketing strategy. Market connectivity. Market family reunion. Market that bonding. Market things that are intangible. Market the intangible values. That's the wisdom in marketing. So focus on the brand you, and you're evolving. Stop sounding desperate. Please now buy from me, buy from me, buy. No. You will sell yourself short and we'll keep pricing you down. Someone said, I sell bead bags and accessories. What do you market? I saw that. What do you market? Let me see what she said. What do you market? And she said, I market elegance, fantastic, elegance and class. I love that. That's the point. That's the work that's the owner's job. That's the founder's job to figure out what am I selling, what am I marketing? Because you can't market what you sell. You will sell yourself short. What am I selling? What am I marketing? Once you get that right, you won't have to sound desperate. You won't. And then you learn how to tell a story. Listen, your story is valid. Nobody wants perfect. They want real. Your story is, don't pretend to have a story. Oh, I waded through the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. No. Your own story, your upbringing, how you came about, your family structure, your family dynamics, your siblings, your educational career background. Your life is a valid story. Your relationships, your marriage, your children, your work, where you failed, is part of it's the same thing. It's all in the same mix. It mustn't always be grandiose. No, your story has to be real, has to be true, has to be original, has to be authentic. Once it is that, you will connect with your tribe, with your community. They can relate with you, and they'll be there for you as well. So don't look for we don't want perfect. We want real, original, authentic. We want the brand you. Your story is valid. Your story is valid. So it means you creating that time to think it through. What do I want to share in my story? What do I want to share in my journey? And being consistent. Listen to me, you have to learn to be consistent. Consistency is boring, but that's the only way you can breathe the breeding ground for excellence, for expertise, for mastery. Because we want the glam, we want the glamour, we want spectacular. You have to sit down and do the work. That's where consistency comes in. Okay, so that's the secret. So when you do all of that one, you can learn to now create a landing page and make a call to action. Don't be afraid of making a big call to action. Don't be afraid. It's all here. Master the courage to demand more from your mindset. And that's where it starts from. You know, the poverty or prosperity is the mindset. You can't fake it. If you're not there, you're not there. If you're there, you're there. Begin to cultivate, associate yourself. If you put 3 mangoes, 3 good mangoes with 3 bad mangoes, they will be influenced with each other. So allow yourself cultivate the right mindset by having the right associations. And today's world, you can go on YouTube and make your own communities. You can find your tribe, study, learn, unlearn, relearn. Find out, who am I? Carve a niche for yourself. What am I about? Who exactly am I? You can find those conversations. You can find yourself from these conversations, from people around you, ask for feedback, from comments, from remarks, from commentaries. Not only on your own posts, on other people's posts as well. On LinkedIn, don't only do on your own posts. Share your wealth of knowledge on people's comments. It will shock you how that will bring your own tribe towards you. They will check you out. They want to know about you. They will follow you. It's from there. You build your tribe. And then from there, you know exactly what the market wants from you. I want to tell you from what I'm saying, the market tells you what to sell. I began with that. I want to end with that. The market tells you what to sell. So you must be observant. Every book I've written came from what the market sold. The first book I wrote was from a meeting in the office. I made a comment and someone, okay, thank you, I got that. And someone said to me, Yvonne, I made a quote. I said, personal growth is personal. And my colleague said, Yvonne, is that your quote? And I thought, oh yeah, it didn't mean much to me. I had so many quotes, I didn't think they were a big deal. But when she asked that question, it got me thinking. And I began to check for all the quotes I had written behind my notebooks, and I found a book called Reminisce from quotes. But somebody's comments in the office made me think about that book. Just a comment said, Yvonne, is that your quote? I said, yes, it's my quote. And I didn't think it was I thought everyone had quotes in their head, because I have so many quotes in my thoughts. But from asking that question, I was able to form my first book about over 10 years ago, 2009. How many years ago? About 14 years ago. I wrote my first book, which was a book of quotes. And then the first book is how you write the second and third. Now I'm on my 5th book. And second book came from people's comments. Someone said to me, oh, Yvonne, why don't you put out a book on etiquette? You do so well on etiquette. It was from someone's comments, someone's feedback, someone's commentary. So I got back home and began to scribble. And when NNPC called me to speak in a conference in Abuja, I thought in my mind, that's a good idea for me to carry the book. And that book sold out. The third book, again, I had a masterclass on WhatsApp. And I was just sharing my story about personal branding, how to discover your brand. And people were like, oh, they were so happy. They were so, ooh, ooh, ooh. And a woman told me, Yvonne, I'm angry with you. I've been a doormat all my life because I didn't know these things. I'm obsessed with you. From all those thoughts and comments and feedback, I put together a book called Finding Your She Spark. Again, from comments, from remarks, from feedback. From today onwards, don't play with feedback. Whatever the feedback is, take note of it and do something about it. Every feedback is a pointer. Every feedback is a pointer to show you what they would like to get from you, to show you what they think about you, to show you what they know about you, to show you, that's how you know what next to do. Every feedback, every comment, every remark tells you something. Someone told me many years ago, I was a teenager, said to me, Yvonne, it's not a big deal. And I thought to myself, if I weren't a big deal, why would he say it? Maybe I'm a big deal. And it made me think. So don't play with comments. Don't take it personal, but don't play with comments. Pay attention to what people are saying, because they're showing you what you're showing them. They're like a reflection, like a reflector, like a mirror. They're showing you, oh, you know, this is what I like to get from you. Oh, I like the way you combine I like your fashion sense. It's a comment. It's a business proposal. Oh, I like the way you do your hair. Oh, I like the way you combine your accessories. They're telling you something about how you present yourself. There are stakeholders in your business called the brand you. If you pay keen attention, there are business nuggets in those comments, in those commentaries, in those remarks, in those, posts. You will get something, you can use it. Once you are observant, you can draw conclusions based on those things. The market is telling you consistently, we want to buy from you, but are you paying attention? That's the question. Are you paying attention to what they're saying? Every book I've written came from people telling me something about the feedback about what I've done, and I've been able, and those books, I've sold over 10,000 copies of my books. Over 10,000 copies of my books from remarks. See the business that came from it, from paying attention, from listening. So I want to ask you today, what are people saying about you? Are you paying attention? Are you observant? Are you listening? Are you taking notes? This is so key. This is so important. We think it's out there. It's within you. It's right within you. It doesn't have to be something that is, a novel, and it doesn't have, you don't have to change, to bring a new concept. You can use the same old concepts and package it well, and polish it well, and take it out to the market, and they will pay for it because of your own flavor of how you put it together. So you must remember that whatever you're doing, people are telling you, giving you feedback. I call them stakeholders. Their career, their employers, their potential investors, their prospective customers, their clients. They're giving you feedback of what they like to, how they like to relate with you, what they like to purchase from you, what they like to buy from you. Are you paying attention? Are you listening? Because if you do, there are several business ideas within that same thing. It mustn't be new. It just must be repackaged well for the kind of audience you're looking for. And everyone can be your audience. Everyone cannot be your clients. You must remember that. But you have it. You have, with 200 million people in Nigeria and 8 billion in the world, you still have a market. But you must find it. And they will not argue with you about your price because they already believe in you. They like your flavor. All they want to do is, when are you available to come and do this thing for us? So it takes us more than just being active and being, that you're being active doesn't mean you're being productive. We are so active in Nigeria. We are busy. Take out time, sit down and ask yourself questions. Who am I? What do I sell? What do I market? Who is my audience? Who are my repeat clients? And people call you and ask, what do they ask you for? Everyone, bring out your phone. Google your name on Google. Put your name on Google. What does Google tell you? That's how the world is seeing you today. You've got to be intentional about what the online space is saying about you. You can't leave it to chance. Everybody, bring out your phone. Put your name on Google. What do you see? What you see is what the world is seeing about you. That is the summary of what they see. That's your resume. Everybody can check you out today. What are they seeing about you? That is your brand. Don't argue. Don't say, well, I know what I have in heart. People don't see your heart. They're seeing what you put out there. What is your online presence like? It's key. It's crucial. It's vital. It's important. So that's the work I want to leave you with. Building this online presence is mastering the art of your personal brand until people hear. I was in Kigali for a conference in 2023. I was at the Radisson Blue Hotel, and I went to the eating, in the restaurant, and someone kept looking at me. I didn't know him. It was one of the managers. He kept looking at me. I was just wondering who the person was. The next thing, he has to be, sorry, ma, are you Yvonne? I said, yes. I said, I follow you on Instagram. I like your videos. In Kigali, I don't know him. I never heard about him. People are following you who you don't know. So don't stop. Keep putting out content. Still push it up, keep pulling up, keep telling your story until your name is a household name, until people hear it. Now they will hear it when you do it over and over, consistently, repeatedly. That's how they will hear it. That's what I'm saying to you today. It is your responsibility to empower our thought about you, to empower our perception about you, to empower how we think about you, how we know you. Why is that important? Because your perceived worth is directly proportional to your ability. We will pay you based on our perception about you. It's your work, your duty, through your online conversations, through whatever you want to use, to make sure we see you properly, that we assess you correctly, that we audit you well. That's your work. And today you have a timeline. Use the timeline to share your world with us, that we will know you well. Don't allow us guess and guess wrongly. Africa did that. So Africans made the world told our stories, and they told a very poor story about how we have impoverished, how we are poor, how we are deprived, how we are depraved. And it's a lie. That's not us. We are brilliant. We're smart. We're intelligent. We're hardworking. But we're now trying to tell our stories. It's a bit late, but well, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Tell your story with your language, with your words, with your flavor, with your sentiments. Use your own judgment. Tell your story is valid the way it is. Tell your story and build a tribe and build a community based on that. And you will see that you have people who love who you are. People hate Vicky James, but many more love her. Who hates her is irrelevant to her. Who loves her is in her space. Same with you. It is your work to build that brand until the people in your community, the people in your tribe, the people in your clique hear you and stand with you. It's in your place to do that. So I want to admonish you. I want to encourage you. Use storytelling. Whatever you don't try to be perfect. Don't need. Just be real. Be real. Be original. Be authentic. And your community, your tribe will love you as you are. That is how this thing works. When you build a brand to a particular place, it will not be you speaking about it anymore. I told you about it because she's not here. It will be people speaking about you on your behalf in rooms when you're not there, making appeal for you when you're not there, until people take you on and give you the kind of job that you deserve and desire. That's the work you have. The back end job is to build it. Your life is the content. You are the brand. You are the one projecting the person. You are projecting the brand. You are the brand. You are the brand. The brand is you. Tell us about yourself without shouting, buy me, buy, buy, buy. Just share your story. Share your story consistently. And now and again, make a call to action. Design a landing page. Make a call to action. But don't make a call to action every day. Tell us our stories. Like Niger Brand Chick. She talked about building small businesses, about businesses. Then once in a while she do her, what do you call this thing? What do you call what she does now? Her trade fairs. And they always sold out. She had trade fairs in London. They were sold out. She's going to be in the US, sold out as well. Because she's consistently sharing value. She's consistently sharing knowledge. She's sharing her brand, her person, her persona, her niche, her uniqueness, her unique selling proposition. And people are buying into it. And she's building and broadening her community. She's broadening her network. She's broadening her social capital, her social space from social media. So you have what it takes. You can start, but be consistent in that journey. Don't start today and don't confuse your tribe. Be consistent in pushing out information about who you are so that we can believe you enough to demand something from you. That's how this thing works. So I'll end. I said to you, most of what I'm saying is in my book called Finding Your She Spark. Listen, get the book. Talk to your team, talk to Dr. Kumbi, and let's send a copy of the whole, at your pace. You sit down and read it, and you will get so much about pricing from that book, about how to earn, how to position your brand, how to build a brand. It was really for the African women that I've worked with, who have so much to offer but price so little because of their mindset, because of the thinking and perception. So that's what I want to share with you. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to take the question before I take my leave. Thank you very much for your time. Yes, I have. It's 7:14 now, so I'm good.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you, Ma, Yvonne, for a beautiful session. Thank you so much. Please keep pouring the appreciation via chat. If you love what Ma Yvonne just did right now, keep pouring it in. Thank you so much. And while we're doing that, please, if you have questions.
My biggest joy, you could see that from this session, you can do something about the next interview, about the next sale, about the next promotion you're doing. A girl told me after one of my masters, said, Yvonne, I had an interview and I blew it. But thank God I have another interview coming up. And thank you for, so she was going to pick from what I said to her. She was going to attack the next interview with proper, she now knew what to do. She now knew what to tell the interviewer. So I want you to be the best thing for me, the best gift you can give to me is to take these things, find my book, get the book, read the book, go into the world and become the person you can't do it. You can't price yourself correctly. You have everything it takes. Any more questions? I'll take a few more questions. Thank you so much. Thank you for your compliments. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate this. Thank you. I'm reading your comments. Thank you so much.
All right.
Can I use the mic, please?
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Someone said, she knows what to
apply their quality.
Awesome. I like that. I like this. I like this a lot.
Questions, okay? Have questions? Could you please raise your hand? If you have questions, raise your hand. I'll be calling you one after the other. questions, please raise your hand. I'll be calling you one after the other. Nobody has, okay. I see 2 people. I want to make sure I give numbers to all those that have questions. If you don't raise your hand now, I will not call you again. Awesome. Right? We really want to make sure we leave here by 7:30 at most. Right, okay? Right. So we just have 3 people with questions. I can see only 3 people. I'm calling it off right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, done. We have only 4 people because I have a question too. So we are just 4. Okay.
No, I went to Federal Calabar. Who's asking me this? I went to Federal Calabar, not Federal Abuloma. Someone asking me. No, I went to Abuloma.
Okay. I don't know. Can you guys hear me? Because I don't know. It's feeling.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, good. First question, please. No one else should raise their hand. I've counted 5 people now. You don't increase. Nobody else, please. We're pressed for time. First person is Temitope. Please unmute and ask your question.
Temitope has disappeared. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, trainer. Thank you so much for such an insightful session. Like, I only gained 1 or 2 things, but not even 1 or 2. I gained a lot. So thank you so much. Because I don't want to lose 1 or 2. So my question is this. You were actually talking about what you sell and what you market.
Yeah.
So talking about, let's say, someone that is into tailoring. Someone used an example of into handcraft or something that I sell things, I market that. So let's say someone into VS and into this that has been having issues in we have customers, something like that, but issues with publicizing and marketing the brand. In what way can the person go about it? I'm talking about I guess women. I'm actually moving to this leadership and sales, something like that. We have people that are always like so biased about no leaders, a female cannot be this, cannot be that. In this world, still in this world, in what situation or what way can we go about that? And not like we know we have ladies that they get depressed and feel like, oh, I'm not welcomed, I'm not this, I'm not that. Yeah. What kind of thing can we like do or like use to impress is it impressed or like just talk to the person and the person saying a lady cannot do this, a lady cannot do that? Thank you, ma.
The first thing you're going to do, thank you for your question, is build your sense of worth. It will take time. You must believe in yourself. If you do, nothing they say will enter. Very important. You have to find a place. I watched a short clip about a young boy, a child. He was wearing a uniform and going to school. He said, "Oh, my school bus is here." The school was a bike. He said, hey, you can call it bike, but it's my school bus. That sense of confidence. You need to build a sense of worth. A sense of worth, a high sense of worth. Listen, success is gender blind. If you have what it takes to lead that group, nobody will look at your gender. Forget it. If you have what it takes to move them from A to B and succeed in that, nobody will look at your gender. So put the work on yourself. That's something. You are the brand. You have to develop yourself. If a customer comes to you and likes it, they will broadcast it. A good customer is an advocate. That's the truth. Someone that is satisfied with your brand will tell the world, we get business in my own office from people that come to us. They by themselves, they back it by themselves, they pay the money and tell other people, use their firm, they're fantastic. So the work is on you. You are the brand. When you build yourself well enough and your sense of worth is intact, your sense of worth is high, and the way you package yourself, the way you carry yourself, your composure, your perception about you, the decorum, your elegance and class. When you do that, listen, Gentiles will come to that light. They will look for you. They will find you. It will take time, but put in the work. Building yourself. Begin by reading every day. I have this thing called the DEAR concept, DEAR. Drop everything and read. Read a chapter. Read a column, not a device, a book, a chapter, a column, a page. Over a period of time, you would grow. The version of you that is superior to this one will be evolving, will emerge. You're also looking for is also looking for you, but not this version of you. So keep building yourself. There has to be work done on you, on the person, you, the brand, you. Build yourself, build momentum, build capacity, build the brand, and they will look for you and they will pay you what you deserve and what you desire. Did I answer your question, madam? Did I help you? Forget what they're saying. You build yourself. You build yourself. It will take time. It will not happen tomorrow. But start the process. You will outgrow some people. You will outgrow some groups. You would outgrow some, you would know that I'm doing something to myself. I'm not there yet, but I've left where I was before. Build yourself. Something has to give. It's not by wishing or claiming. No. Put in the work. put in the information, read the materials, discipline yourself, wake up and build yourself, build yourself, build yourself. You will arrive, but it will take time. But commit to consistently developing yourself. You will get to where you have to, where they will look for you, not you looking for them. As I said, don't chase, attract. How do you attract? By building momentum, by building capacity, by building yourself. Then people will come towards you. They will find you because light cannot hide. That's the truth. Any other question, please? I hope I helped you. Get the book. Get the book. It's called Finding Your She Spark. Okay. It's on Flutterwave. Get the book. Read that book. It will help you. It will help you. Yes, next question, please.
Just Tulade Elizabeth, please go on with your question.
Good evening, Ma. Thank you so much for.
Thank you for your. Thank you. I can hear you. I can hear you very well. I can hear you. Yes.
Yes, I have a question concerning branding.
Please go ahead.
Yes, I am a student and I have a fashion brand, and I also have an interest in agriculture.
Okay.
And I'm working towards having a brand in that.
Okay.
Like the livestock farming, whereby I produce stuffs. How do I manage both? Like, how do I tell stories about all? You said you should be consistent in what you are doing. And so people might think, well, okay, I'm also into product design. And all of these are different niches. Like, they are all different. You might think whether this person does not have a particular thing that she wants to focus on. But I personally, I have interest in all of these three things. How do I manage all of that it becomes like part of me? And when people see me, they'll be like, oh, she's a crochet artist. Oh, she's a farmer. Oh, she's also a product designer. I tell the story of all these three brands together.
Okay.
I don't know if you get my question.
I get your point. Now, what I'll tell you is the truth now. You can't drag all three at the same time. It will slow you down. You know, when you're traveling, when you're flying, they say you have excess luggage and the plane can't take it all. So they will ask you to either pay more or to you can't drag all three at the same time. It will slow you down. It can even bring you to a grinding halt. So which one do you want to start with? How do you know which one to start with? Ask your core team. Ask your tribe. When they call you, what do they call you for? For crochet? Are they calling you for farming? Or are they calling you for you mentioned the third one now. The design, principal design. Whichever one they call you for, the fashion brand, that's the one that would fund the rest. You can't drag all three. It would frustrate you and you will confuse your audience. Which one are you currently known for? Build that one until that one can support the other ones. Because it's all capital intensive. Build that one until a point that you are like Vicky James. Vicky James also is doing food now. Vicky James has music. But what is funding all that is her fashion brand. That's where the enterprise, that's where the money comes from. She does videos sometimes on, she has a video on from Forbes to from whatever, from Articulate to Forbes. What is funding all the other initiatives is the fashion brand. So she took time to build that one well. Then she now has event planning and event planning, whatever. But what is funding that one is the fashion brand. Which one do you want to start with? You must be real with yourself. You can't drag all three around. No, it will slow you down and bring you to a grinding halt. It will frustrate you and you will confuse us. Be known for one thing. For over a decade, we kept our hand on put your best foot forward. Put your best foot forward. Put your best foot forward until we're known with that. We even use shoes. Put your best foot forward. Put your best foot forward until it became a household name. I'm a poet. I write. But all people know me for is put your best foot forward. Put your best foot forward because we kept singing until they heard it. Now we can do other things. I do other things. I do ministry. I do things. But that's what funded. That's what we are able to stand on. That's what gave us the leverage. So you have to allow yourself to be an entrepreneur proper. Start with what is Branson known for? Virgin. What's Steve Jobs known for? That's how you know people. What's Gates known for? They're known for one particular thing, but they do other things. Like Amazon, it's not really about books, it's about logistics. So you must understand what you're selling, what you're marketing, but you can't drag all three of them. No, they will still be yours. Freeze them, but build one until that one can give you momentum and give you capacity and give you the resources to build the rest. Otherwise, all three will be unknown. All three will be obscure and time is ticking. So beyond the sentiments, ask people, what do they know you for? We can begin with that one. and build it and build it and build it until it becomes a proper known brand. It would create shelter and shade for the rest. That's how life works. That is how life works.
Thank you so much, Mary.
That was a hard answer, but that's how I can help you, madam. Thank you so much, Sue. Yeah, that was a hard answer, I know. Any other questions? Okay, my pleasure.
Okay, let's have Azizat Adeshokan for her question.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ma. I asked earlier about being offered a job that currently is lesser than what I receive. And
okay, right, yeah.
And I already know how to answer. But
fantastic.
Ma, you of don't chase, attract. So in terms of being should I say, corporate worker or doing office? I'm an accountant, yes. So what I'm saying is that because for you to get a job, you have to like chase the job. I don't know, maybe it's just my own experience for now. I feel like I have to chase. So how do I attract as a corporate worker first?
No, what I'm saying is that in the place when you start work, you put in so much flavor in that workplace that people think you're a big deal. It's from that place you start. I'm not saying, I didn't say don't stay. You're looking for a job. Yes, you start with what you apply, you get called, but never look desperate. In that place of work, give your best. Listen, when you leave this, you feel a dent. That's how you attract. When you leave this, you feel this person was here. But everywhere I've walked, people like, man, this woman was here. It's a thing to remember, a thing to reckon with, a force to reckon with. In that your workplace, understand the dynamics of work. Understand work politics, but give your best. We shy from being used. Oh, I don't want to be. I was used though. I enjoy being used. Today I can bring out my best. I allow myself. I'll give you an example. Once we used to have this training in my organization where we charge 50,000 bank training. I thought my boss it was too little. She told me, oh, Yvonne, no, we do several during the year. It makes sense. I didn't believe it was 50K for 2 consultants. It was like 15 years ago, 18 years ago. So I went to a client and told him that we could do one training for 1 day at 1 million naira. And the guy agreed. It was not my money. I went to him, I dressed well, I looked the part, I went to his office, gave him a handshake, and I told him we would change the organization. We have a training package that would he believed me. He didn't know my boss. That was the first time we had did 1 million naira for 1 day training. It changed my organization, but beyond that, it changed my mindset. When I left the organization, my first job, my first business was 1 million naira. I had learned the trick, I had learned the hack, I had learned the secret for 1 day training. So I'm just saying that where you are right now, you're beginning. Take my information, put it, but put in the best you can there. That's how you will eventually attract and not chase. Even if you begin by chasing, you can't chase throughout. No, at the point you will say, I'm done with chasing. I'm done. I've paid my dues. Now I'm going to attract. And you're building capacity. You're building momentum. You're making sense. You're doing your research. You're reading materials. You're relevant. You're at the cutting edge. At the board meetings, you're speaking sense. When they ask questions, you have the answers because you're reading wide. You're reading, you know what you're saying. You know your onions. You know your onions well. When they ask you questions, you know what to answer. That's how to attract. They will notice you. They will ask, who is this person? Who is she? Who is she? Who is this woman here? Because you're bringing relevance to the company. But something would have to give. It would cost you something. You would pay the price for it. You will buy the truth. You will do it for yourself. Then eventually you will not have to chase. Even if you begin by chasing, that's where you are. That's fine. But eventually, every time I've gone for a job interview, they always told me you're very confident. I sell confidence. I will sit down there and tell you what I want to earn, and I will not shake. I may have nothing in my account, but that's not your business. I'll tell you what I want, and I will not shake because I learned that I mastered the art of selling myself early. So yes, you might begin by chasing, but eventually tell yourself, I'm done with chasing. I'm going to attract. But you have to be light to attract. You have to have done the job to attract. And put in the work to attract. To be a force to reckon with to attract. And it will take time, but start now. Start to build it now. Did I help you with that? Did I answer your question properly?
Yes, thank you very, very much, Ma. I really appreciate it. Honestly,
my pleasure.
Thank you, Ma.
My pleasure.
Okay,
Auntie Kumbi wants to ask. Auntie Kumbi has already.
I have a question before Auntie Kumbi, though.
Okay.
Yes, I wanted to take. Sure, I wanted to make sure our mommy's own comes last, so I have to go first before.
Okay, that's fine.
So I don't know if you've answered this question, but I'm gonna ask again either way.
Okay.
So my brand is that it revolves around talking, basically.
Okay.
Anything that has to do with talking, event hosting, call service, and I'm also a TV presenter and all those stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
But I kind of do a lot of other things. And you mentioned that you mentioned samples of people that are known for one thing, but they tend to do other things on the side.
Right.
But people will not know other things that you do and patronize other things that you do if you do not talk about it, if you do not post about it as much as you do other things, right? So how do you combine branding many things as your personal brand? I think that, I don't know if you understand the question. How do you combine all of that?
Okay. So I'm going to give you an example of what you're saying. Now, you know the Nokia brand of phones, right? Nokia has an array of phones. They never market the one we call pure water, but they make a lot of sales from it. Because marketing is about branding and positioning. That small phone, that's about, I don't know how much they never market it, but they sell a lot of it. They market the high end because they want to be seen as a premium brand, but they sell a lot of those phones to the mass market and they make a lot of money from it, but they don't want to identify themselves with that class of products in that sense of it. So you must know what you're selling and what you're marketing. You have to define that from the get-go. Okay, you can tell me I sell books, but I market the brand Yvonne. We sell books. We go to schools. We do all that, yeah? We sell that. But what you know about me is what I want you to know about me is what I'm projecting. Everything else is important. So I have a team that can handle that. I don't have to go myself. I don't have a team that can do the things I am. But before you get to that point, don't confuse your audience. When it's more than a number, they're like, oh, it's overwhelming for them. So the one that is your cash cow, the one that people have put a face to, that are willing to pay, now you need to scale on that one. You can sell the other things, no problem, but don't market them. What I mean, market, I don't mean that you should talk. Of course, you have a system that will make sure you can have a pseudonym that is putting it out. Oh, I have crayfish. Oh, I have stockfish. Whatever it is, you want to sell everything yourself. Fine, it's bringing you money. But when we see your face, we are known for a particular thing. With that, things all people that we know, now go to from some particular things he's selling. Dangote refinery is the main thing. The sugar and in the and salt. He has a structured system that sells sugar, that sells macaroni, that sells spaghetti, that sells salt. But he's known for the best business, the billionaire businessman in Africa. Yeah, those things all have structures, how he's doing them. You don't see him in the market saying, oh, I beg, buy sugar, I beg, buy salt. No, but he's done with the salt. So there's a way you can package yourself that you know the cash cow, you lend your face to that cash cow. You can sell whatever else you want to sell, but when you're marketing, when you're projecting a brand, let the brand be what the people want to identify with, what the market wants to buy from you. Know it. Even beauty is a strategy. Even beauty is an advantage. What the market wants to sell from you, that's what you will get abnormal profit from that one in the short run. You get so much. It's not like salt where you say 1 cup of salt is a particular amount of money. A brand is measureless. It's immeasurable. A brand is priceless. I can say today, well, you want me to come and speak in your event, $5,000. There's no math to it. It's just a brand. So that's the advantage of building the brand. The other things are selling. You can't sell the phone. That's a small phone of Nokia for more than a particular amount of money. That's how it's sold. There's a market price. There's a shelf price for it. But with the brand, there's sentiments attached to a brand. So you can build that brand and say, well, so come to I charged a particular company for training at 10 million to train them. Train them on what? But they paid. Train them what? But they paid. Why? Because I wasn't saying I'm selling. I was marketing executive education. They bought it. But guess what? I delivered exactly and even more than what they expected. So ask your core team, ask people around you, what do they call you for? What do they like you for? What do they want to buy from you? I like the way you speak. I like the way you can. So they will tell you, brand that self well, because that place, that one will give you endorsement. That one will give you that kind of crazy money because of how you build and package the brand. Still sell your firewood, still sell your pure water, still sell your crayfish, still sell your books, but market this person. It's from this person's value that they will pay money for the other things and they trust the other things. It gives it credibility. Your brand gives the other things credibility. You have other expressions, of course, but don't confuse your market. Let them know. Let them stand with what they want to stand. Like I said, MTN does not sell SIM cards. Does not market SIM cards. That's what they sell. But they market connectivity, value, intangibles. Market that too. But sell whatever else you have to pay your bills. Of course, you should do that. But market what the market wants from you. They will patronize you more. They will sell your brand more. They will tell people more about it. You will get many more endorsements and many more invitations to speak. You need that to stay relevant. You need that. Did I help you with that question? Hello? Hello, did you get anything from that? Hello, are you there? Am I losing out? Anybody hearing me? Can you hear me? Did you get it? Okay.
Yes, I heard you. Thank you so much, Ma. That was exciting.
Okay, that's
and let's have finally Dr. Dekumbi with her question.
Whoopee, Auntie Kumbi!
Wow.
Yes, well.
So I'm happy that we have Yvonne here because I've known Yvonne for like 20 years or so, if
Absolutely.
not more. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Her emerge from working from someone to running her own.
Absolutely.
I actually made a mental note that I need to attend one of your classes because I really must build my personal brand and find my sheep.
Absolutely.
And that's the question I have. There are quite a number of us who have worked for others over a period of time, and we are in our mid-50s tending towards retirement. And we're thinking, how do we build a personal brand that our SheSpark can be, for me, for example, people have known me for non-profits, they've known me with their education, but how can we find that SheSpark that we can use beyond retirement? Because even when you get to be 60 and you're retired, you still have in you energy, work, and time for another 10 years or more where you need to do things to get you engaged, to earn income, and to also to give back. So how can someone, I know most of the people on this call are younger and they're just starting out, but how do people in the 50s and beyond, get to also still do this and also maximize it and, get a benefit from it? That really is my thing.
Now for you, Kumbi, what I would say about you is over the years, I know you're saying things like not for profit, but what you stand for, look for those ingredients. I can tell you a few. You would do so well for executive coaching. That's a career path. Because you have the experience, you have the expertise, you have the mastery in that. So you've been through all of that. And someone can say, you know what, I'm in my 40s or my 50s, I want to know what next to do. And then they will pay a fee for consulting. That's a natural need for you. It doesn't think you don't have to do anything more. You already have that beautiful DR before your name. You have a PhD. You already have something to sell. So consulting is fantastic for you. Advanced career coaching. Advanced career. So people have already worked and maybe they took a break and they want to know what else to do. So they pay and come to you and then you give them insight. You'll be a phenomenal counselor on marriage, on relationships, on the high-end people who are going through stuff. So they'll pay for it. So these are different aspects or expressions of you as a person I have known. I've known you for years, and I call you when I feel that I can see what happened. Because I know I have a listening ear in you. You can sell that. You can sell that. You have a mature perspective. You're exposed. So you're bringing all that to the table. You have to just find out the way to package it and sell it and give it a name. But all that you've been through, your work experience, has given you that edge. So if someone tells you, "Oh, I'm in a crux, I'm in a fix in my workplace," you don't want to say because you've been through all that process. So for you, you're naturally and organically climbing into a place where you can actually coach executives because you've earned it. You've earned experience. You've earned expertise. You know what to say. You have the process. You have the maturity. So for advanced executive coaching, oh yes, you can do that very naturally, yes. So in that age too, you get on board because you fit into that kind of thing. You have the knowledge to help people out of different kinds of entrepreneurial endeavors. So you have been so coached, so trained, so processed for the next level already. You just naturally just blend into it because you have it. But it's for you to understand the business sense of it. How do I price this particular one? How do I stay on my price? What brings in money daily? What brings in money weekly? What brings in money monthly? But you have the makeup for it already. And it's important to know that you have the makeup, you have the beauty. People think that beauty is just no, it's important. You have the charisma for it. You have the demeanor for it. You have that tendency to be motherly and mature. That's important for coaching. So all you require is a call card, and it's virtual. So they can call you on Zoom and say, "I'm stuck." For 30 minutes or 1 hour, you're coaching them. Your fee is in dollars. Hello. Oh, Kumbi, I'm not saying anymore. I'm not saying anymore. I'm not saying anymore. I'm giving you too much information. I'm not giving you anymore. 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 That's what it is. So it's not only from Nigeria. They're stuck. It's like psychological. It's like physio. Don't what they call it? Physiological. No. Psychology. Like psychology. They're calling you. I'm stuck. You think that what you have is so natural to you. You think it's common. Of course not. Of course not. People pay for this per hour. They're calling you, and so you have a virtual PA who has a schedule and tells you on Monday 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on Tuesday 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. For 1 week, you're in your house, but you're seeing the alerts from what you naturally have. From what you naturally have, you speak in you have people in mind. You're a people person. You care about people. I left the group once. You said, Yvonne, what happened? You left because you care about people. That's what you need. It's not fake. It's real to you. It's organic. So you look out for people. I didn't see you here. I didn't see you there. Where are you in your career path? Where are you in your entrepreneurial journey? What you have to offer is enough. Because you've been pruned for it, you've been trained for it. You're already the brand. Yes, you are. But design something to show that. It would look funny to you because you've always, we see ourselves finished because now we've been with ourselves throughout the entire process of life. But it will be funny at first, but it will not always be funny. And then you stand out there and people are like, oh, really? We are 200 million in Nigeria. There's business, my sister. We're 8 billion on earth. Somebody needs you. Somebody, only wants 1% of that information, of that figure. People that require what you have are looking for you. They haven't found you because they don't know about you in that regard. They know about you for your career path. They don't know about you in that regard. Of course, you can make some money with that. I told my husband, I sell it's an art. The art of selling yourself. Oh, yes. And I'm mastering it. Even I'm still mastering it. So I walk into your place, I tell you about this one. I coin the words, I coin the way you will buy it, and you buy it well. I know. And then I'll come and I make sure my media team is set. My photographers, my videographers, I will throw out oh my goodness, you will see the steez, style, sophistication, substance all in one. And then I don't have to chase anymore. I will attract, you will find me. And then we'll come together with. So it's a very simple, it's a very seamless, but for you, you've paid the dues already. In both off and in season and off, you have paid your dues generously to life. So that new phase, you're ready for it. You have what it takes. You have the social capital, you have the mental capacity, you have the physical, you have the strength for it. And you have the demeanor for that kind of thing. So they call you and you speak with them, you take them back to where they're coming from. Where are they coming from? History, their family background. You can find potholes and all those things and then tell them, oh, it's from here, it's from here, it's from there. And you help them. That's all. You have it. You have it, my darling. You have it, Dr. Kumbi. And you have it's not honorary. It's a PhD, dear, my sister, Dr. Kumbi Murola. Put it in cursive. Your coach, your executive coach. Hello. Yes. You're selling, you've paid the price for that. That's what you're selling. So you market yourself as someone. Begin to market yourself as that. I'm this, I'm that. Until you internalize it. It becomes real to you. And then put your fee in dollar. Hello. They will pay. Why not? Why not? With these few points of mine, hope I've been able to confuse you. Not convince you. Oh my goodness. You're good to go. You're good to go.
So much.
You're good to go. You're good to go. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Yvonne.
Thank you.
Thank you
We
for
do
your time.
not take this for granted.
Okay,
and
thank you for your time.
It's 7:48 right now.
Exactly.
And not much to be done, but we don't have any more questions because I already see we're not taking any more. Thank you so much. This was enlightening.
All right, have a lovely session. I'll talk to you some more. See you at the top, people. Thank you and take care. Bye bye.
Sure.
All right, bye.
Thank you, Ma.
Okay, bye.
I'm sure we can find her on LinkedIn at Yvonne Ebbi. So feel free to connect with her on LinkedIn, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, if she's there, Twitter, everywhere. Feel free. Thank you so much. Thank you. Without further ado, I would be inviting our national coordinator, Chioma Udebwani, for the closing remarks, but it seems she's not available at the moment. She's not on call at the moment. So I'll invite back Dr. Kumbi to say a few words before we wrap it up for the night. Dr. Kumbi, please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. I know it's been a very, very, very interesting session. If those who missed the session, we have it recorded, but there's nothing like listening to it live and having the questions answered. And you can see the passion, you can see the energy, and you can see that Yvonne talks from the heart. And so what she's saying is her story is what she's saying, and she's passing it on. The question is this: what have you learned today? Yes, you can say, oh, it's taught. Oh, marketing is different from selling. What you have learned today can only be meaningful if you go back and implement it. If not, it's just going to be just one of those meetings, one of those calls, one of those training, one of those sessions. And that's not what this is about. This is making a change in your life. This is about learning how to be the best version of yourself. And it's all these things that we hear during our this kind of sessions, or when we're on the platform, the books we read, or the conferences we attend, that makes the total sum of who we are. It's the bits and pieces. So I challenge you, as you go back to your room, to your phone, to reflecting on what you have done this past few months in 2025, and the things you want to do going forward in 2025. You need to just find your she spark. That's just what this is all about. I'll drop this here, and it's a lesson that we all learned, and what gingered me was something that I heard. So less than 20 minutes before this call started, I got a message that my favorite uncle passed, my father's immediate younger brother. Someone who had grown up with, someone who had known. It was just one person that called me and had broken down and had cried. And I realized and said, oh, no, you don't have to join this call. And I said, why won't? I mean, we have a guest coming and I want to be able to speak to the girls. And I put myself together. And I'm sure if I didn't tell you this, you probably would not know what I've gone through in the last 2 hours thereabout. Having to talk to my cousins. So I'm using another phone, I'm using the other phone, and I'm going through it. But one of the things that made me switch in Please, can you mute your phone? Who that is? That made me switch was something that happened a few years back when Pastor Itwa Igudalu, his wife, Ibudu, was in Port Harcourt and she passed away. And within 6 hours, he was meant to conduct a funeral service. He didn't say that his wife died. He went on and conducted that funeral service because he had committed to it, because it was the next thing to do. It wasn't that he wasn't hurt. It wasn't that he wasn't emotional, but he had work to do. So I'm using myself to speak to you now. What could be worse at any point in time than a man losing his wife? Yet, he had to stand there as a pastor and speak to somebody, speak to a group of people, and conduct a funeral service. After that, he could afford to go back and mourn and break down and do that. So I'm telling you this. Yes, I miss my uncle. Yes, I feel hurt, but I had this call to get on. We had this program already planned, and we have this to do. Yes, when I drop, I can go back and cry, talk to my cousins, get back into my, trying to process it. So in finding your she spark, things will happen to you. Things that might not necessarily be good. And I pray that we can all, there were some other incidents that also happened today, but I won't bring that onto the school. It can be an accident. It can be losing someone. It doesn't mean that you don't feel but if you have something to do, please do it. I'm not saying this so that you can pity me or anything. No, do what you need to do and get back to sorting what you need to sort out, because
this is just life. And these are things that happen in life. I'm going to find my she spark, but more importantly, I'm going to find my she spark and also remember that the day I listened to it was the day my uncle passed. And I know he's a kind of person that when he hears things like this, very humorous, very easygoing, no stress in life. When you say someone that things fall into places for him because he doesn't struggle, that's the kind of person he is. And so I owed it to him to have gotten on this call and to have listened and to take notes and find my she spark. And that's what I'm going to leave you with. Find your she spark. Find that thing that makes you, that would ignite you, and be the best version of yourself, and an improving version of yourself with each passing day, week, month, year, such that you are that person that people can refer to with what you're associated with. I'm not going to go through what Yvonne has said today, but I just wanted to drop that. And also to thank you all for joining. We're less than 30, but hey, it's the critical 30 that joined this call. I don't know why others didn't join, but whoever was meant to join that didn't join, maybe because of internet connectivity or didn't remember. When they find out what we have learned here today, I'm sure they will not miss the next one. And I'm sure that in the not too distant future, we're going to have to bring Yvonne back to talk about something else. But for today, we just want to say thank you very much, Yvonne, with your team. Thank you to everyone that joined. And I leave you with these words. Find your she spark, ignite it, and help somebody else find their she spark so that we can continue to carry this flame that will not extinguish. Thank you very much and have a lovely, wonderful evening and a beautiful last week of May and even the rest of the year. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mommy. Can you guys hear me? I think my network is just busy fluctuating this night. Can everyone hear me? Wow.
Yes, we can.
Yes. Okay, great. Yes. Thank you so much, Mom. This has been, we just received another session. Yes, another session right now. Also insightful, also impactful. And I end with this. I hope this session tonight has given you the confidence and the boost you need to find your she spark. I hope that you are not scared to prize and say the price for your worth. I hope that today gives you the spark that you need to take your personal brand seriously. I hope that after today, you're not scared about what the future holds and you're going to carry your matter on your head. I hope that after now, you're going to personalize your brand, tell stories that are impactful, tell stories that are personal to you, tell stories that put you out there. I hope that after today, you are going to be the best version of yourselves. And I hope that after today, we're also going to come back here and celebrate you because you are a goddess. And we'll be here to celebrate you. We will celebrate you because you have done it. Thank you all so much for staying with us on tonight. I almost said on tonight's episode, that's how I end my TV shows. Okay, thank you for staying for tonight's session. And I will see you next time. Take good care of yourself. I want you all to prepare people that didn't come for this session. Go to the group chat and tell them you missed. Sorry for you. Shame on you. Yeah. All right, thank you so much. We can all leave the group. I'm hoping to see you next time. Bye. Bye.
Nah, no, not leave the group, please. Say leave the call. Thank you.
Oh, leave the call. I've been drinking kai kai. I was joking. I didn't drink kai kai.